What's up, everybody? Time for another Talking Comics with me, Riot Agenda. Today is part 3 of my countdown to Spider-Man 1000. And today we're going over Spider-Man 300. Based on, I would think, the cover and my shirt and my clue from last episode, this is definitely a Venom issue. This is not necessarily his first appearance, but this is kind of his big story. It was kind of hinted at. Obviously, the black costume came from the Secret Wars comic book miniseries from the 80s, and then this is, the suit has left Peter and has gotten to Eddie Brock, which we find out in this issue that was released May 1988, written by David Michelinie, and the artist, maybe some people know, a guy by the name of Todd McFarlane, the guy who created Spawn and is creating all the action figures right now. This is part of his couple year run on various Spider-Man titles. This one is definitely one of my prize pieces of my collection because this comic book is, I've been reading this one. From back in the day, I had this trade paperback that had the first few Venom stories in it. So I've only had this particular copy of this comic book for a couple years, but I've been able to read this story many times in this that I had since, I want to say, the mid-90s. 1990 exactly. So I probably wasn't I probably didn't get this when it came out, but this is one of the many trade paperbacks my dad got me, and it's been in my collection ever since. So I'm very familiar with Amazing Spider-Man 300. It was definitely fun to reread it for this video series. Once again, I'm going to go and not actually going to open this comic book because this is a triple-digit comic book. This thing is going to be sealed as it is probably forever until somebody else gets my collection from me. So we're going to go through one of these big, thick guys. This is the last of my 100s issues that I have reprinted everywhere. Every other single 100, 400 through 900 is going to be the actual comic book itself. So if you guys are thinking like these are reprints, this isn't the originals, we're getting there. We're just got to go through these old ones first. So into what Amazing Spider-Man 300 is. It starts with, which I always think is kind of interesting, that if anyone is staying up with my videos or with comic books right now, Mary Jane is Venom, and it's not Eddie Brock. And in the start of 300, he has actually freaked Mary Jane out to the point where she is terrified. We just get a couple of, we go over what happened. She's freaked out by the black costume because actually in the issue beforehand, he actually is waiting in their apartment and he scares Mary Jane. So we actually don't see Venom a whole lot in the beginning of the comic book. He's actually has technically not shown up. We do get a little bit of his Eddie Brock there. And then we get a recap of him getting the costume. As you can tell, the art is pretty darn good. Todd McFarlane is a good artist. I definitely like him. So I always thought this comic book is definitely very well drawn. Like I said, most of this is just kind of recap. We're getting Mary Jane wants to move out of Peter Parker's apartment in Chelsea Avenue. We're going to have their brief stay at Bedford Apartments. Nothing too interesting there. Oh, one of the risque. This, I remember even this as a kid. Hopefully this doesn't violate YouTube's terms of service, but Spider-Man is depressed. So Mary Jane's like, why don't you take some fashion photography of me? And Peter's like, oh, I don't really like this. It feels so weird. So Mary Jane's like, maybe we'll do some more private shots. And I remember this particular panel, even as a kid, was like, ooh, I don't know if I necessarily like this. I don't like my superheroes in dirty scenes, but that's pretty tame as it could be. So then we get some Aunt May stuff. Let's do Venom taking his first life there. There's them moving out to Bedford Apartments. I always thought this was a fun scene with all those mover people. Characters I don't even know. A couple characters running into each other over Bambi, Candy, and Randy. I'll go into who those characters are. That's some deep Spider-Man lore. And then while they're moving, Spider-Man actually sees Venom swinging by. He's like, what is Spider-Man doing out there? So now we start the actual fight scene of the comic book. I always think this one is weird because, as you can see, Venom does not have his trademark pointy teeth yet in this. He's got weird molars and stuff like that. It doesn't quite look good. As good as all the teeth all the teeth. Like, that's what you know Venom for. So it was a little disappointing. His very first appearance is not really like the normal Venom. He's dreaming of what to do Spider-Man. This panel's always stuck out in my head. It's just so weird. That one's pretty cool too. Like I said, Todd McFarlane he's a good artist. I like all the details he puts in. It's made this comic book probably more expensive than it needed to be. But yeah, some fight scenes. This is the sonic gun that was able to get the black suit off of Spider-Man to begin with, what Reed Richards had. So he borrowed it to, try to subdue Venom. It kind of works. He shoots him with the gun. The sonic scramble his suit. And then it looks like he passes out, but as Spider-Man goes to leave to get reinforcements, he gets captured. Whop! Lights out. And then Spider-Man wakes up, webbed to a church bell, which is how he got the symbiote off of him in the first place. He went to this church, and the bells made the symbiote leave Peter. He thought it died at the time, and probably what. I don't know, it's hard to say if it was originally done to that, because actually what the original idea for the black suit is it was going to go on Spider-Man first, and then the idea was for it to go to various superheroes in the Marvel Universe. That was actually editorial and the writer of Secret Wars, both guys, Jim Shooter. He was the main editor of Marvel Comics at the time, and he also wrote the Secret Wars, creating this character. Or the black suit, excuse me. For whatever reason, they ended up abandoning it, joining, like Hawkeye or Iron Man or Captain America or something, like, which would have been cool, but, Venom is one of my favorite, Marvel characters. It's probably my favorite anti-hero. Wolverine's close second, but man, Venom is just cool. Like, they're just dripping cool. So, how he vanquishes Venom the first time is not my favorite. So Venom webs him up to the bell. He's like, the clappers, as it goes back and forth, it's going to smush you, and I can't be up here because, the sound effects will hurt, or the sound will hurt me, so I have to, the classic, put the hero in a death trap and can't stick around to watch him perish. But there's actually a reason, because of it would hurt him as well. So I always thought it was weird, like this clapper is supposed to crush him, but he's able to get his hand out and actually block it and not, like, destroy his arm. And then he uses, which I'm not sure how it works, if it's swinging towards him and he stops it with his hand, how is he also able to reach out and grab it? And then the strength of the thing clapper being pulled back is able to free him from the webbing. And then he realizes that Venom has all his powers, spider strength. He doesn't set off his spider sense. He's got webbing, but then he realizes that he actually didn't use his web shooters when he had the black suit. It was actually created by the suit itself. So he realizes that this black suit has just used so much webbing to web him to the bell clapper that the symbiote is actually getting weak. So as Venom is trying to get to Spider-Man at the top, he keeps cutting his webbing, which makes Venom fire more, which makes him weaker and weaker until he eventually just becomes too weak. And that is how he's defeated. He just cuts his webbing until he, essentially tuckers himself out. And then he gets the thing to lock him up. And then we get Mary Jane's like, I really don't like the black costume anymore. Please get rid of it. So we get the Spider-Man back to the red and blues. So yeah, like I said, this has been a comic book that has been part of my collection for many, many years. I've read this story many, many times. I think it's one of the better anniversary issues, 100 issues. I think it's better than issue 100, which as I went in my other video, that was not my favorite. Issue 200 was interesting with the return of the burglar, but I also didn't think it was that great. It was a good anniversary issue, but 300 is where I feel like the anniversary really hits its stride. We got a big new villain that's been around for many years, and it's just cool. I like this cover with all the 300s on the side. It's a very iconic shot. Like, the art is just amazing with Todd McFarlane. Maybe I'm a little biased, but yeah, issue 3 was a lot of fun. So in my next video, maybe not the next video I do, but the next in the series will be issue 400. That one's going to be about Aunt May, or is it? That will be my hint for the next time, so watch out for that one. Make sure you drop a comment below if you have your own 300, if you like your 300. If you want me to go into more details about Venom, I got a lot of Venom comic books from this time. His next appearances, actually his very next appearance is where he'll actually have all the sharp teeth. So yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. But for now, I'm done with this conversation.